So good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you. Today I am going to teach you friction. Okay. What is frictional force? And what is a frictional force? A force which opposes relative motion between body and a contacting surface and acting tangential to surface is called friction. A force which opposes relative motion between contacting surfaces and acting tangential to surface is called friction. For example, a block is moving with velocity v. A block is moving on rough surface. A block is moving on rough horizontal surface. Okay? Whenever block is in motion, a force which opposes between contacting surfaces and acting tangential to surface is called friction. Okay? And acting tangential to surface. Tangential means a straight line. Tangential to surface is called friction or frictional force. Okay? And in most of the cases, the friction opposes the relative motion. But only the few cases friction support the motion. Okay? And in most of the cases, the friction is opposes the relative motion. But in a few cases only the friction support the motion. Okay? For example, while walking on ground, friction is the direction of walking. Okay? While walking on the ground, the friction support the motion. Okay, boss? Now, what are the advantages of friction? What are the advantages of friction? What are the disadvantages of friction? Okay? What are advantages and disadvantages of friction? In a simple, okay? The nails are driven into walls. The screws and nails are driven into the walls because of friction between the wall and screw. Okay? And also the friction helps the fingers. The friction helps the fingers to hold the chalk piece. Okay? And also other examples, the motor vehicles are moving moving on ground because of frictional force. And also man is walking on ground because of frictional force. Okay? And a safe walking of man is because of friction, and motor vehicles are moving on road because of friction. Nails and screws are driven into the walls because of friction. Everything is friction. Okay? Now I am holding a chalk piece, I am holding a marker because of friction between my hand and this marker. And also I am holding a book. Okay? A book is between the two hands because of frictional force between our hand and book. And a friction always helps to hold a gas tumbler and to hold the glass tumbler and also chalk piece and also duster. Okay, these are the few examples of few advantages of friction. Okay, boss. Now, what are the disadvantages of friction? What are the disadvantages? Okay, actually, a large amount of heat is generated in machinery because of frictional force. And because of frictional force, a large amount of heat is developed in machines. So, due to loss of heat energy, efficiency of the machine decreases, and also their life is also reduced. Okay, and a large amount of heat, and a large amount of power is lost because of frictional force between machinery parts, and because of loss of energy, their life is reduced, and also their efficiency also reduced. Okay, and also wear and tear of machines. The same meaning, the wear and tear. Wear. The wear and tear of machines. And the wear and tear of machines also increases because of frictional force. Okay, these are the advantages and disadvantages of friction. Okay, what are advantages, boss? Okay, say all advantages I will explain you. Disadvantages are wear and tear of machines because of frictional force. Like, what are the methods to reducing friction? What are the methods to reduce the friction? Okay, boss. Actually, first one is polishing. The polishing between contacting surfaces to some extent. Okay, and by polishing the contacting surfaces to some extent, the friction between the contacting surfaces can be reduced. Okay, and a friction between contacting surfaces can be reduced by polishing some extent well, some extent, and that is of polishing. Now next one is lubricants. Actually a grease or a thin layer of oil is applied between grease is applied between machinery parts to reduce the frictional force. Now ball bearings. Okay. Actually the vehicles like motorcycles, bicycles and cars are provided. Okay, motorcycles and bicycles. Ball bearings are provided. They are provided to reduce the friction between tire and ground. Actually, without ball bearings, the wheels are moving along a straight line. The wheels are moving. Without ball bearings, the body is moving. Body is sliding, not moving. Body is sliding on the ground. By taking ball bearings, here sliding friction changes to rolling friction. Okay, and also streamlining. The methods to reduce the friction. Last one is streamlining. Actually, what is the meaning of streamlining? Aeroplanes and cars, automobiles. Aeroplanes and automobiles are specially designed with curved surfaces to prevent the air friction. Okay, actually, aeroplanes and automobiles are specially designed with curved surface. Okay, and because the curved surface, the layers of air get streamlined so that air friction is reduced and they move very fast when compared to other vehicles. Okay, these are the methods to reduce the friction. The simple one. First one is polishing. Polishing the contacting surfaces to some extent, thereby friction is reduced. And ball bearings. Now lubricants. When grease is applied between the two contacting surfaces, okay, friction is reduced. And also the ball bearings. Vehicles are provided with ball bearings to reduce the friction between tire and ground. And also streamlining. And automobiles and aeroplanes are specially designed with curved surface to reduce air friction. Okay, these are the advantages and disadvantages of friction. Okay, boss.